Hi, I'm Vinod. I'm a product and solutions lead at Inflexiontech. Inflexiontech is a cloud-first company. We enable business transformation for our customers with the newest technology, and we are a focused SAP solutions provider. We build value-added applications and products using the SAP solutions like Rise with SAP, SAP Business One, SAP Business by Design, SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Ariba, and Customer Experience. We enable our customers to become intelligent enterprises with SAP Business Technology Platform, working with AI services, RPA, and seamless data exchange with Integration Suite. At Inflexiontech, it opens up an all-new avenue of service delivery and an opportunity to build enterprise-level applications to enable a digital future for our customers. We see SAP Business Technology Platform to be the technology enabler for our customers to enable and disrupt the current business model to cope up with the ever-growing changes and be competitive. So BTP being a simple and easy to use platform with a host of services brings in a great business value. There are several benefits for the SME customers. They do not need to have a large-scale team to manage and deploy their applications because it's a cloud-based deployment, and allow the customer to pick and choose the solution offerings and the licensing model which will best suit their business requirements.
Using SAP BTP, we were able to provide a quick turnaround solution to our customers with intelligent services like Integration Suite, RPA, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. One of our customers, SBGC, who is a manufacturer and distributor of perfumes globally, operating in UK, US, UAE, and France. We have implemented SAP Business by Design, where operationally there was a need for us to integrate with third-party logistic provider, e-commerce platforms, and retailers. To achieve this, we used SAP BTP Integration Suite services, where we were able to interface with multiple systems having different protocols like REST, OData, SFTP, and EDI. Our recommendation to other partners is to first start with SAP BTP free trial, where you can explore the services and build, prototype, and showcase the same.
BTP is a scalable platform. You can start small and grow as your company expands.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all staying safe, and I hope you can see the screen and hear us loud and clear. I'm Jana, and I would like to thank you all for attending today's webinar, Create, Automate, and Innovate with SAP Business Technology Platform. I would like to make a few announcements. First, kindly note that this session is being recorded and will be published on our YouTube channel. Second, the Q&A mode has been enabled, and you should be able to see a question icon on the bottom right corner when you drag the side menu bar. Feel free to press the icon and type any question during the session, and we will answer them at the very end. The agenda for today is as follows. First, we will be talking about who we are, followed by SAP BTP solution presentation which will be covered by our pre-sales and projects director, Mr. Ajay. Then we will be showcasing the solution in action, which will be covered by our product and solutions lead, Mr. Vinod. Finally, we will have a Q&A session to answer all your questions. We're sure that today's session will help you create apps, automate processes, and design business sites with drag and drop simplicity. Before we dive into the presentation, I wanted to quickly share with you about Inflection. We are a certified SAP Gold partner for the MENA region with offices in UAE, Lebanon, Oman, and an offshore development center in India. We are in business for more than 14 years and have helped successfully deliver more than 200 projects. We were able to provide quality service to our growing 3,500 SAP licensed users through our family of about 100 plus experts, out of which 97% are SAP certified with combined 900 years of SAP solution expertise. Our deep-rooted SAP relationship, being a value-added reseller and build partners with PCE certificates, provide us with an ability to deliver focused SAP solutions, covering small, medium, and large enterprises, like the ERP solutions RISE with SAP, SAP S/4HANA, SAP Business by Design, SAP Business One, and SAP Customer Checkout for point of sales. While we also have SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Ariba, and SAP Customer Experience for the line of business. And finally, SAP Analytics and SAP Business Technology Platform, we help you become an intelligent enterprise. SAP PCE certification is awarded post-SAP audit, which ensures we have the process, infrastructure, certified people, and SLA to deliver quality support consistently post-implementation. Our SAP certified and highly experienced team of consultants not only provide implementation and rollout services, but can also migrate and upgrade your existing solution. Our SAP PCE certification ensures high quality of support, maintenance, and service levels, while our build partnership allows us to develop specific customization and adaptation for your business requirements. We can help you extend and integrate with SAP or third-party systems as well. With all these, we serve as your single window provider for a digital transformation journey. That's about Inflection and its expertise in a snap. And now let me hand over to our pre-sales and projects director, Mr. Ajay Prasad, without further ado.
Thank you, Jana, for the introduction. Good morning and good afternoon to all who have joined us today on this webinar, second part of the series that we are hosting here at Inflection. So the topic is SAP Business Technology Platform, and the subtopic is of no-code and low-code. So let's start with the fundamentals of what is SAP BTP or Business Technology Platform. It's a platform at the core, which is a platform as a service managed and hosted by SAP, which brings about a host of services and applications together in order for you to be able to develop and deliver SAP extensions, which are SAP-centric extensions. Again, the key elements of this is application development, data management, analytics, and planning and integration are the key factors that are there. And you can infuse your solutions with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities as well. From an SAP perspective, you can also host the SAP Business Technology Platform, and you have the choice of selecting the hyperscalers that you would probably look at in terms of Microsoft Azure, or it could be AWS, or it could be Google Cloud and Alibaba Cloud as well, thereby giving you the flexibility to choose the deployment or the geographic specific region that you would probably look at in terms of deploying your application. SAP BTP is the foundation of the intelligence and sustainable enterprise as far as SAP is concerned. This forms the bedrock of the solutions on which SAP is delivering its solutions today and how customers are adapting it as well. So SAP Business Technology Platform then extends into the applications that SAP delivers at the enterprise or at the mid-level markets with the enterprise resource planning, spend management, human capital management, as well as customer relationship management. Again, being able to extend the business end-to-end business process in terms of industry-specific solutions or it could be cross-industry solution requirements that you have, can be also met and managed by SAP Business Technology Platform. At the core of the solution, it's all about creating personalized experiences, building faster and business context sensitive applications, and running with confidence on a trusted enterprise level platform. That is what SAP Business Technology Platform is, and it is helping enterprises become intelligent and sustainable as well. SAP Business Technology Platform cloud capabilities are essentially divided into five categories, starting with application development and in terms of process automation, integration capabilities, data and analytical capabilities, and finally with artificial intelligence as well. All of these are tightly bundled or are available as unified services and products across the business technology platform. You can choose a host of these to create your own development environment or to be able to develop and extend the solution that you're looking at. These are again based on secure and compliant platform. It's open and flexible as well, and it's unified and simple to use as well. So essentially, application development is something that you can use in terms of the integrated development environment that SAP provides on the cloud platform, which can be adapted for no code and low code, or it could be code specific as well that we can look at. So, from a cloud services perspective, SAP Business Technology Platform, as I mentioned, provides a whole lot of requirements as well. So here we have in the application development aspect of it, we have the AppGuire application. We also have the SAP Business Application Studio, which is available for professionals to be able to develop extensive code. And also we have the ABAP environment as well, which is available for the development to be done on the business technology platform as well. From a process automation perspective, there are workflow management and robotic process automation that can be achieved within a business process or as an extension of an existing business process that you would want to implement. Finally, in today's world, if you have to achieve end-to-end business process, you need to have integration between multiple systems. And this integration between multiple systems is possible using SAP Business Technology Platform with Integration Suite, as well as the discovery services that are available from the Business Technology Platform portal itself, where we have pre-delivered solutions coming from SAP with integration flows as well as APIs that are well documented for you to be able to use. From data and analytics perspective, you actually have the SAP HANA database itself, which can be also subscribed and used for backend application development, or it could be also used for data warehousing capabilities, where you can extend your analytical planning as well as augmented analytical capabilities using SAP Analytics Cloud, which is deployed on the business technology platform. Finally, the intelligent services which SAP Business Technology Platform offers comes with rich machine learning capabilities, where you could use business document extraction services, or you could use new algorithms which are available in order to be able to do conversational UIs, develop conversational UIs, or use it from a conversational perspective in order to be able to develop applications as well. All of this at the same time of being an enterprise security services, including identity and access management as well, in order to allow for single sign-on across all your platforms. Now that we have established what SAP Business Technology Platform is, let us look at a little more about what SAP No-Code and Low-Code is all about. So from an SAP no-code, low-code aspect perspective, we are talking about building and innovating applications at the speed where your business can adapt with the changes that is happening, and this can happen at a real quick pace. As we all know, things change, the environments change, and business changes, and people are looking at developing applications which can be deployed for a personalized experience in order to be able to meet business requirements. So simplicity is the key, and for developers, for all skill layers, is what is essential in order to make this whole environment accessible as well. Along with that, augmenting SAP applications in order to essentially extend the solution to meet the pre-built components as well is what is available with a no-code, low-code solution, thereby delivering personalized experiences across SAP applications or third-party applications as well. So when you look at it from a holistic perspective, there are three major aspects of the SAP build or SAP no-code, low-code application that we're looking at. First and essentially is the build process, where you're able to develop these applications with essentially absolutely no coding skills that are required, but with the knowledge of the applications that you are going to develop, you need to also have a little bit of knowledge of how the SAP applications work in order for you to be able to drag and drop the required elements and then connect them with the endpoints as well. This is what we will be demonstrating in today's demo. In the next session, where my colleague Vinod will show you how we are able to build an application within 20 minutes in order for it to be completely functional and deployed on a mobile platform as well. Along with the application building, there is also the need for process automation in order for us to be able to take the rich services. For example, if you want to be able to take an image on you when you're on the move of a particular purchase order, of your customer's purchase order, and upload it as a sales order, then we can use the automation in terms of being able to process this whole flow within the system itself by using again drag and drop functionality, and to be able to automate this in the background if required. Finally, in order to consume this, SAP is made available to us multiple ways in which we can consume this particular application that has been developed, either on a mobile platform or either on an employee portal or a digital access that can be done as well, thereby giving us various ways in which we can consume this particular application as well. Let's dig a little more deeper into the application development and environment aspect of it. Again, you have the build and innovate with low code, no code. So we have applications like AppGuide, which we will be demoing today, which also come with its own runtime, which is built on the visual code functions that are available. Further, if you want to actually develop on a professional manner, then we have the code first approach with Business Application Studio, which is available, and additional services like document management or mobile services that are also available for you to extend basically on various runtimes like Cloud Foundry or an ABAP runtime as well, which is available for you to deploy. And finally, for you to be able to consume this, you can also do it using the SAP Work Zone, which is a digital work environment for your employees to be able to manage all SAP applications as well as non-SAP based information that flows into the system. You could use the Launchpad, which is a single entry into all SAP applications where you can get unified notifications and workflows processed as well. Or you could use the mobile start applications, which are available on the iOS or Android platforms to be able to consume these particular developments that we do. So that is about application development aspect of it. These are some of the customer proof points where customers have achieved great efficiency and productivity by using SAP no-code, low-code environment on the SAP BTP platform. As you can see, the numbers speak volumes for itself. You have Qualtrics, which has basically reduced 50% of their time for onboarding of employees using the applications that they built using AppGuide. You have DHL, which is a logistics-based company, which has actually developed an AppGuide application, which is used during inspections to report damages that are there during the transition of their material that is happening. You also have customers like Toyota who have actually reduced integration or using Business Application Studio in order to reduce the cost of their operations at various scenarios based on the use of SAP Business Technology Platform as well. Again, you have Royal Mail, which which has increased 30% of engagement with their employee workforce using SAP WorkZone for HR as well. So these numbers speak volume for itself in terms of how SAP Business Technology Platform as well as SAP no-code, low-code environment could come in order for you to be able to enhance the experience of your business. The final slide from my end today, before we actually move on to the demo, is about the commercial aspect of how SAP Business Technology Platform can be bought. So, SAP Business Technology Platform gives you the choice of three different models of licensing, which you can use, or the commercial models which you can use and adapt based on your needs and requirements. Now you have the pay as you go, where there is no upfront payment, there is no upfront contract, or there is no fixed amount that is available. You will be able to pay as you're using, and this is at the productive environment, as you would use a free tire to do majority of your development aspect of it. It is something that you can use in order for you to be able to start your journey and to be able to experience the journey as you move forward. Whereas the Cloud Platform Enterprise Agreement, the SIPA agreement, allows for a consumption of all the cloud based services on a credit basis, where it covers all the services that SAP Business Technology Platform has to offer. And you can then use the services, and then based on the consumption of these services, the credits would be deducted, and you would be able to upload or top up those credits as you go as well, thereby offering you the flexibility if you really want to explore various services that SAP Business Technology Platform have to offer on a productive environment. Finally, you have the subscription model, where you can choose the services that you're looking at, and these are fixed set of services which are available at a fixed rate, and regardless of the actual consumption, you are going to be billed for those particular aspects. Example of that being document management services or integration suite. For example, if you want to do the integration between multiple platforms and SAP applications as well. So again, we have three different models which you can choose from in order to be able to use SAP Business Technology Platform in your environment, in your organization, to make the right move in order to extend, develop, and innovate at the pace of the change that your business requires you to do so. So that brings me to the end of my presentations, and we have Vinod, who would take us through the product walkthrough itself. He will also be demoing how an application would be built from the scratch and how simple and easy it is. Here we are using SAP AppGuide as the tool or the development environment in order to deploy an application for a salesperson who can then choose, when he is on the move, he can choose the customers that he would want to look at the details of the particular customer and look into the sales order as well. All this is being connected to SAP S/4HANA public cloud environment, which is hosted and managed by SAP again. And this is basically showing you how within a matter of 15 to 20 minutes, you are able to develop and deploy a very quick application in order for your business to be able to make use of it. So without taking any further time, let me hand over the session to Mr. Vinod. He will be sharing his screen and he will walk us through the demo as well.
Thank you, Ajay. Good morning and good afternoon. Today, we'll be looking into building a simple application using SAP Build, which in other words, the AppGyver, like Ajay mentioned. So let me quickly share my screen. So before we go into the development, just wanted to give an overview of what the application is going to be. So this is what we'll be building. We have the login screen, and then from login screen, we'll go to the My Customer screen, where we list all the customers. So when we select a customer, we're going to display the sales order for a customer. And then on selection of a sales order, we will display the details of the items, right? So this is at a very high level. We will see how we can build this application quickly using SAP Build. So as we know, SAP Build is one of the services on SAP BTP. I'm on SAP BTP Cockpit now, and I have, I'm in my sub account. So I'm going to click on SAP Build Apps. It is taking me to SAP Build. So if you notice, we have three applications. I have just been trying my hand, to give this demo, right? So I'll go ahead and create one. Click on Create button, select Build an application. web and mobile application is what I'm going to select. And I want to name my application as Webinar Low-code, No-code, LCNC, right? So let me click on the create button. This is going to take a couple of seconds. It's basically loading the IDE, right? And once again, at a very, very high level, if you notice, we have the left panel here where we have all the ready-made controls, which we can just drag and drop on the screen. On the right-hand side, we have the properties panel. For the controls that we have on the screen, we can play around with the properties here. And at the bottom, we have the navigations panel. This is where we'll be doing the plumbing. And on the top, what you see are the modules that are provided on the AppGyver. So we have the UI canvas, launching the application, the different themes, and so on and so forth. And here on the left-hand top corner, what you see as empty page, this is going to give us the pages that we have for the application, right? So once again, this is just the layout of how the IDE looks. And I'm going to be taking a regular development approach towards building the screen, but just want to show how quickly we can put together a login screen, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on auth, click on enable authentication. We have multiple options here. I will select direct third-party authentication, click OK there. And guess what? We have the login page created already. And if you notice here, we have login and we have the login page. So I'm going to go into the login page here. So we have the necessary controls put in place. And we are going to log in the user against one of the ERP systems, which is S/4HANA. And we need a data objects for that, right? So I'm going to go into data. I'll create a REST API. I have the URL ready. I'll just, in the interest of time, we have all this set and ready, right? I'll name my resource as auth. I put my URL here. I am interested in making a post request. And there we go. We have everything ready. And also, I wanted to add a header variable, right? So, and that's going to be authorization. What this is going to do is this is going to carry my username and password. So I'm just setting things up for that and click on save data entity, right? And there you go. So I have my REST API, mapped to the application, and I should be using this REST API in this particular screen. So what I mean by that is when you go to data, you get to put all the data models here. And when you're on your UI screen, you get to choose what data objects you want to work with, right? And if you notice on the right-hand top corner here, we have view and variables. And what it means is when I click on this, it is going to basically give me a code behind of the screen, right? So I'm going to define a data variable, and this is going to be my auth, right? So the auth is defined. So go back to view and click on login. Bring this thing up. This is automatically built, so I'm just going to delete this off. And I'm going to say create a record, and I will also have an error message if something goes wrong with the authentication, right? So, and then let me, wire them up together. All right, so my message is going to be invalid credentials. And then this, if you notice, my resource name is already mapped to auth, and I should be setting the authorization, values there, right? So I will select a formula, click here, and I'm going to put these values. Oh, sorry. Set it here. Come here. There. I'm going to have this. Just give me one moment. So this is going to be basic and plus encode base64 username and password. And I'll be setting save there, right? So that's almost we are there, right? So because what happens is we have the create record, we have the default navigation here, and we have the dialog window. So I'm going to go into to check. This is the login screen, and this is going to be my empty screen. Click on the save button and launch. So this is going to be our project. Click on open, and I have my credentials saved in the browser. And there you go. So I was able to log in, and I'm on the empty page now. So that is how quick we can, go ahead and create a login page. So likewise, we will create the other screens, right? So as I mentioned, I'll be taking a regular development approach. So let me go ahead and add the data objects first. So I'll create the OData integration. So the first I would like to add is the customers. And I will choose basic authentication. This is my username, and here is my password. So when I say verify URL, it is going to give me all the objects that are under it. So I'm interested in customer and customer text. So let me go ahead and choose them. Customer and customer text here. These are the two. Click on save data resource, and there you go. We have two data objects. At the same time, I will also go ahead and add another OData service for the sales order. So this is going to be my URL, basic authentication, username, and the password. And this time I'm interested in sales order and sales order item. So I have the first one, sales order here, and we have the sales order item. So we have all the necessary data objects created here, and we will see how we can put the controls on the screen together and then use these data objects. So going back to UI canvas, on the left-hand top corner, I'm going to click and switch to the empty screen, right? It says click on save. We have the message here, and then once it is saved, I'm going to click on empty page, and the empty page is loaded. So as we saw in the overview, we'll be creating the My Customers page here. So I'm going to name my page My Customers, right? And what we basically are going to do is we're going to list all the customers. So I'll choose a list item. So this is the control. And for this list item, we should be binding the customer object. So I will go to the code behind. I switch from view to variables, click on data variables, add one of them. And we already have all the objects listed. I will choose customer, and I will name it as customer collection. And basically, I want to display all the customers, so I'm not going to make any changes here, right? Just name the customer collection and come back to my screen, choose the list, and add a repeater. A repeater is basically, I want my list to repeat the controls for the objects that we are interested in. So I have the customer collection. Click on save. There you go. And now, as we know, each object will have many different properties. So we will have to bind specific property to each of the controls. The list gives two properties, primary and secondary. So the primary, I will bind it to data item and repeat. And then I'll choose customer name, right? And just for our indication, it's going to be customer name. Click on save. And for the second one, I'm not going to put anything there. Just let's keep it neat, right? So we have the My Customers page created, and this is going to be the list of customers, and the page name is going to be My Customers also. So click on save. And if you notice, we already created a page, right? So we're going to create the next page now. Go back to the list of pages here, click on add new page and give a name. This is going to be my sales order screen. Click OK. I'm going to delete this and call this sales order. This is going to make my screen header, sales order. And once again, this is also going to be a list of, items wherein we'll be displaying all the sales order for the selected customer. But let's make it, a little more organized. So I'm going to use a container. and the container is going to have a row with two cells. Let's have a line divider, right? And then I'm going to add another set of rows there. So what I'm basically trying to do here is, just give me 1 second. This is outside. I'll add this within the container. Yeah. So you can see here, right? The tree is like you have a container, you have row one, divider, and row two. Okay. So I'm going to add some text within each of the fields. And here. Okay. So now I'll select the, let's go to the code behind, and we need to set the objects that we're interested in. So this time I'm interested in the sales order. I'll call this as SO collection. And also what happens is this sales order, I don't want all the sales order to be displayed. I want the sales order for a specific customer, right? So I need to define those selection parameters. So let me call it as customer ID, and I'll add another customer name. So these values are going to come from the last screen for the selected customer. Okay. Going back to data variables, select this, and my filter condition is going to be object with properties, add a condition, sold to party is going to be my customer ID, right? For the selected customer from the previous screen, I will be listing down all the sales order. So that's going to be my object. Let's go back to the screen. So we have the controls listed. I will select the container, and the repeater, I will add it as the container object. Sorry, the sales order collection. Right, so say okay, and there you go. So we have everything listed. A little beautification here, and if you notice, we have some ready-made templates. I'm going to select the primary card. So what's going to do is, for each sales order, it is going to create a tile, and you already see it here, correct? So like what we did, on the customer page, I'm going to link the properties to the collection object, individual collection object properties. So I've selected the first one here, and my value is going to be go into data variable. Oh, sorry. My value is going to be, I'm going to select data item in repeat, right? So on my current object. So sales order, we mostly identify sales order by the sales order ID. So I will go ahead and select sales order. That's going to give the ID there. And my second item is going to here. My second item is going to be I want to display the customer name. So I have multiple options. So I'm going to select customer name from the property that is going to come from the last screen. Customer name. And the last one, I want to display what the total amount for the sales order will be, right? So, sorry, a data item in repeat, current, go down all the way, and then total net amount, right? And save. And look at this now. Now I've already selected, what I need to display. At the same time, it also provides me an option to play around with the format of the data. So along with the amount, I also wanted to, add the currency. The amount is in. So I'll go ahead and do this and mention it as transaction currency. And the properties are listed here. I'm going to select the first one, and this is basically how it's going to look like, right? So click on the save button. This is total amount. Sorry. Click on save. And there you go. So we have the sales order. We have all the sales order listed here. We have the ID, customer name, and total amount with the currency, right? So one last thing is we probably wanted the amount to be right aligned. So I'll go to layout, and align it to right. Finish. Click on save. We're done with 3 screens, and the last one is going to be, yes, you're right, the sales order details. I'll call it SO details. Click OK. And now that we know it's going to be sales order, I don't need a heading, right? So I'll go ahead and add a input field just to indicate, I'm going to display some basic data about a sales order. So I would say, a sales order ID is mandatory, right? So I'll go ahead and say sales order ID, because that's what is going to give us the, help us identify what the sales order is. And then this is going to be customer name, customer, right? And this will be the total amount. All right. So these are some of the basic fields here. And let me go ahead and bind the data variables. So this time, there is a small difference. I am still selecting sales order, but I will be selecting one single object. So I'm going to say sales order object, and I'm going to explicitly mention saying single data record, right? So for this single data record, we need to know what is the reference for the single data record. So for which I'll go and add some page parameters like we did in the last screen. So I need customer ID. And then I need customer name. I also need this time the sales order ID. Okay, so this will be coming from the last screen, right? So let me go back to my data variables, select the data object, and this is going to be data variables, page parameter, and sales order. For the selected sales order, I want to fetch one single object from the sales order collection and then use that on the screen. So now we have these things figured. So I'll go back to each of the controls. I will say where the value is going to come from, right? So this is going to be data and variables, data variable. This is the object, and we know it is going to be sales order. Sales order. I'll just call it as ID. Save. And this, guess what? I don't need to go into the data object. I have this value coming from the last screen, so I'll use it from there. Customer name. Click on save, and the last one is going to be total amount. So I will once again go back to the data variables object and the total amount here, total net amount, right? Total amount. Click on save. So we have these things. Just wanted to add one more item here. Wanted to display the items in a sales order, right? So I'll go ahead and add a title. I'll just call it as items, right? So want to keep it very simple, and then I'll add a container, and the container is going to have two columns, and this will have text one. This is going to have another text here. Okay, so for this we need to add another data object, and that's going to be our sales order items collection. So SO items ITM collection, right? So now what happens is for the sales order items collection, the filter condition is going to be data and variables. The filter condition is going to be object with properties, add a condition, and my sales order item, my sales order will be sales order ID. Page parameters and sales order ID. So what I'm basically trying to say is from the list of sales order items, I want the sales order item which matches the sales order ID here. So click on the save button. So we have the collection ready here. Go back, select the control and select the container and add a repeater to the container. And we know what the repeater is, data variables, sales order item collection. And there you go, the repeat happens. And for individual properties, data item and repeat, current, and this time I'm going to select sales order item text. Sales order item text. This is going to give us the name, item name. Click on save, and the second one will be the quantity. Once again, going back into the same object. Oh, sorry, I selected the wrong one. It's data item and repeat, correct? And then requested quantity. Requested quantity. So this is going to be QTY and save. We have all screens ready. So the final thing is
we just need to wire the screens together. So as we know, where we can do that is at the bottom of the screen here. So I'm going to select the list of customers, and I will add open page. There the open page is. I'll wire this, and I'm going to set some properties to this. From the my customers page, I'm going to go into sales order. Click on save, and sales order is looking for these properties: customer ID, so data and variables, data variable. Sorry, once again, data item, and this is going to be my customer. Save, and customer name will be. I think I'm more attracted to data variables, and this will be my customer name. Click on save, and this is done here. So now moving on to sales order. So what happens is, being on sales order, whenever I click on any of the sales order, I should be navigating to the sales order details screen, right? So I will once again choose open page. And wire it and set some properties for the open page. So from here, I should be navigating to SO details. Click on save. And we have 3 properties here. And this time I can directly choose from customer ID to customer ID, customer name from the page parameters, customer name. And for the sales order ID, data item and repeat, come here, and sales order. All right. So I think we're pretty much done. Just double checking on things. So we have the login screen, my customer, sales order, SO details. All right, so let's go back to the login screen. We don't really have to go to the login screen. We can launch the application from anywhere. Click on launch here, open preview portal, and open. So this is going to be our project webinar NC open. And I'm going to switch to the mobile application mode, because that is what we're targeting. And if you notice here, it's iPhone 12 Pro, right? So let me click on the login button, and there you go. We have the customers listed, and for Silver Star, we have one single sales order. I'll use the browser back button. For ABC Company, we have multiple. And if you notice, we have the sales order ID, we have the customer name, and we have the total amount with the currency here. I'll click on one of the sales order. And the items is for HANA cloud testing, and there are 10 items here. Okay. If you notice, the label will be the what the field is going to be and the value inside. But I think I just bound the label to the properties. Okay. So this is basically how simple it is to create a application, a mobile application being on SAP Build. I hope it wasn't very fast and you were able to follow. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you, Vinod. So as we clearly demonstrated, we can build and launch an application in less than 15 minutes. And this was absolutely what we wanted to convey. Thank you so much for your demo as well. And I believe we have a couple of questions which we will be now trying to answer. So Jana is going to assist with the questions. There is a question. It says, is the session being recorded and will be shared by Mr. Kiran? Yes, the session is recorded and will be shared on our YouTube channel as well, Mr. Kiran. So if you have registered for the event, you will get a email with all the details where you can access it. We have another question. It's again by Mr. Kiran. Says, thanks. Are you in product development on BTP? Yes, we do product development as well as build extensions, solution extensions on business technology platform as well. So we do have both the options. I hope that answers your question. I believe we have somebody else who's typing a question again. Can someone connect with me to discuss further on the product development for us, Mr. Kiran? Yes, it would be our pleasure. Someone from the sales team will get in touch with you in the coming week, and we will be able to engage and see how we can help you in this particular requirement of yours. Any further questions from the audience? Thank you so much for your time and patience. I believe we have no further questions. Thank you for joining us on this webinar today. We look forward to publishing the next series shortly. Look out for the announcement. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Vinod. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today on the event.